Okay, so these are what's called sea onions. At least that's what the person who gave it to me told me. So what they do, how they reproduce is they split off into two completely different pieces. This one was part of this one. And these things, I've never seen anything grow so fast. So these little sprouts come out of the top here. It'll grow 4 or 5 inches in a day. I've got plenty of pictures and stuff showing dates, and I put a piece of tape on the window and put the date on there. So these things have grown together now, and now they're way up there, wrapping around the light. There's one, but I think this one liked coming back into contact with this one or something because it started growing super fast after that happened. Or maybe that was just my imagination. So, what also I have here is this. I got this probably 20 years ago, and it had two species of plant on it, air plant. You can see it's got one here and one here. So, from this, I've gotten all of these. I had I had these pieces all loose on my windowsill for probably 3 or 4 years. And what I do is I just take them and put them in the sink and just let them soak. Even if it's on the wood, I'll just throw the whole thing in the sink and let them soak for like a half an hour. Instead of just spraying them with water. And then a couple times a year, I'll put plant food in the water. And I've actually gotten this one to sprout. It was a flower. This one flowered one time in 20 years. But all of these came from that one piece of driftwood right here. You can tell this one is different from all these. But so this summer I had to chop a piece of a little face right there. I had to chop a piece of I had to chop a limb off of the cherry tree in my front yard, and it had been previously occupied by carpenter ants. So I started cutting the piece apart, and you can see saw mark right there, where I made a groove for the plants to live. Um, but and that is a hole where that was a vent hole, or yeah, I think that was a vent hole. Um, in the tree, there's vent holes all over the place, up high. If you spray water into it from the bottom and wait a minute, it'll start coming. It'll start spurting out from the top. So I cut the pieces apart. I cut flats on them so they'd sit flat, and then I cut grooves in them for the plants to sit, so they're firm and they won't fall out. So yeah, all these are from the same piece of tree. You can see the carpenter ant holes. And again, I did a little flat on the bottom here so it'll rest in the orientation I want it to. This one's probably the nicest. Well, this one's the nicest because it's big, but this one is nice because it is really cool I've got that knot there. So again, did a flat on the bottom, did a little groove for the plant to sit in, and everybody's happy. Hopefully we'll get a flower. I'm gonna find I've got the picture. I've got pictures of the flower that came off of this species, and I'm gonna find it on my hard drive on my old PC, my desktop, and include it in a video. But it's obvious that this species is a lot more hardy and likes to propagate more because I only have 1, 2, 3 of those ones, and all the rest are these big guys. But I don't know what they're called. If anybody knows what these are called, please let me know. If you know a different name for this sea onion, please let me know. And that would be fantastic. Yeah, and these do flower also. Little baby. Little baby flowers. They're little white. And then they kind of turn yellow and die. So, yeah, this thing is cool. All I do is, as it's growing, I put some push pins in the wood on either side of it, and to hold it, but it'll still allow it to move a little bit and still allows it to grow and doesn't choke it off too bad. But these things end up weighing a lot. You can see it still moves, but it finds its way around. These things, these ends, they find their way around. It's pretty amazing how they move all over the place looking for a spot, looking for a handhold. So, all right, that's my sea onion and air plant video. Yeah, look at this one. I transplanted this probably 2.5 months ago, and obviously I would never have transplanted it into a container that was too small. So, this thing obviously just sucked up a whole ton of water, and it just filled out the container. The only way I can water it is through that little slot right there. All the rest is tight as a drum. Isn't that funny? So, yeah, when you transplant them, you just pull them out, cut all the tall roots out of there. And so they look just like an onion on the bottom. Onion on the bottom has that ring with the roots coming out. So it's the same exact thing. Cake got layers, just like an onion.